Hi, you're listening to the Georgia DUI Defense Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Moffitt, and today we're discussing the things you should do after you've been arrested for a Georgia DUI. Now, the first thing to do is you have 10 days to file an appeal for automatic license suspension. Now, we haven't talked about the ALS in Georgia yet, and that'll come in a later post, but today what you need to know is that if you're arrested for a DUI in Georgia, your license will be automatically suspended unless you file an appeal for the ALS hearing. Now, at this hearing, you'll get the chance to question the officer and find out any evidence against you and maybe get the charges dropped. But if you do not file this appeal, your license will automatically be suspended and could be suspended for up to 1 year. It only costs $150 to do this, and it's very important that you have this hearing. Now, the second thing to do after being arrested is an obvious one, and that's do not drink and drive anymore. Like I said, it's obvious, and it will hurt your case substantially, and penalties increase substantially for each new DUI charge. Now, the third thing to do after being arrested for DUI is to mark your calendar. The ticket that you receive has a date on it. That date is the arraignment, and this is the date that really starts your case. It's the date where you'll come before a judge, and they can read you the formal charges against you, and they'll ask you, would you like to plead guilty or not guilty? And that'll be the last opportunity you'll get to hire a lawyer if you haven't received one yet. Now, the fourth thing you should do after being arrested is gather any medical records and medications that you're taking on the day of the arrest. On the day you're arrested, were you taking any medication? That might explain why you failed any field sobriety test if you did. Were you suffering any medical condition? That might explain why you were pulled over under the suspicion of a DUI. It's important to gather all that information and have it for your attorney when you see him. Now, the fifth and final thing to do if you've been arrested for DUI is to write down any events leading up to the arrest. Who were you drinking with? When did you start drinking? How much did you have to drink? Where were you drinking? All this can help build a defense for your case, and it's important to have that. As time goes by, details will slip and you'll forget stuff. That's why it's so important to write this stuff down and give it to your attorney the first time you see him. That's all I have for you today, and I'll see you next week.